Hey guys, sorry, I popped up that screen if you can hear me or not. But I think we can start it. Okay, while we are waiting for like 1 more minute for anyone else to come, I'll just say what I want to cover today. So we'll start with candle force, then we'll go with crossfire signal locator, then I'll have like a few minutes with Elliott wave profit, and after that I'll go to trading assistant CCFX. Also, there was like some questions. I remember how to place OSMA and RSI on the same level. Last time we figured it out like really nice, and I'll show you that small trick. It's very easy to implement in case for someone who would like to have them on the same level. Okay, before starting, is there anyone of you who would like to see how to install the indicators or the expert advisors, if you have any questions on that? Okay, Duncan, yes. Okay, it looks. Please turn up your microphone's volume. Can you hear me now better? I'll try to speak louder. I was just silent a little. Okay, cool. So there is first question, like for a few more minutes while we are waiting. There is Francis Dodson asking, I would like to ask if the trade assistant can be made smaller. It takes up so much room on our chart. Actually, because it has a lot of charts there, a lot of buttons, it's not able to make it smaller. If we'll make it smaller, we will not be able to see the entire data in here. But I'll take this in consideration. Maybe we can have just an indicator with the percentages, but let's see how that will work. There's a question from Jeff. He tried to install Elliott Wave Profit, but it locked up his charts. What you need to do, Francis, is to remove the Elliott Wave from your MetaTrader folder and then send me an email and I'll send you a copy which works on older platforms. Or what you can do, you can update your MetaTrader to the new version, which is 409, the latest one. Okay, just a minute guys. I think I'll show you how to find your faster way to your MetaTrader folders. So if this is your shortcut to your MetaTrader folder, just right click on it, go to properties, and here there is a very cool and nice magic button, open file location. When you click on that, it will open you right away the location of a MetaTrader folder, so you don't have to go manually to local disk and then to program files and so on. And here in the experts, you can find your experts, and in the indicators, you can find the indicators which you are using. So in the case if Elliott Wave locks your chart, where is it? Okay, just delete this one and open your charts again. So basically, if it locked your chart, also make sure here in the help and where is about, you can see your latest version of your MetaTrader 4 build. So in my case, I have build 409 and it works with all of the indicators. If you want to update, what you can do it, you can go to, check it was here. Actually, it checks automatically. Yeah, they don't allow. Usually it will give you a pop-up for this if you want to update or not. So this program doesn't have it. Anytime you will open your charts, or your MetaTrader folder, MetaTrader platform, it will give you a pop-up if you want to update to latest version. Okay, I think I will start. There's already 7:05. Let me check. If you can, please hold off your question for like after 30 minutes, after I will explain what I have to explain. And then I'll just take care of it. If somebody did not catch my name is Tudor. I'm the chief programmer here with Scientific Forex. I'm the developer of all of the GIFs which you have, starting with CCFX Trading Assistant, going to Elliott Wave Profit, Candle Force, Crossfire, Signal Locator, and all of the stuffs which are from technical point of view for MT4. There's a question from Stuart if build 416 work. As far as I know, it works with no problems. The 409 is the most stable one right now, but it should work with 416 as well. If it will not work properly, then just email me and we'll find a solution. But they should be all. Usually it's not working if you have a lower build, but if you have a higher build, then it should be fine and no problems at all. So don't worry about that. Okay, let's start. So first one on my list is Candle Force. If you don't know where to find it to download, you can go to Scientific Forex members area. Let me just bring it up for you. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, so this is the Scientific Forex. Let me go from members area. Okay, so this is the Scientific Forex members area, scientificforex.com/members, and here you can see Traders Lab. Here in the download zone, if you go, you'll see the Candle Force Trader and Crossfire Signal Locator. If you go to any of them, you will see in the first post, you will see the explanation, what it does, the installation and instruction video. You'll see the automatic installer, and you will see the manual file in case you want to place it out by yourself manually. And if you have any questions on them, you can post them here, and me or any other from our support team will be able to help you. So if you have any questions at all, and if something is not working for you properly or you don't know how to make it work, then just email us or post a question here in the forum and we'll make sure to answer it. Okay, let's start it. So Candle Force, let me just open a new fresh chart here, new dollar. Okay, I'll just zoom in a little. Okay. Usually I go ahead and take off the grid. Okay, so here I took off the grid so we can see it better. We can make it a little bit bigger. So all of your indicators which you will be installing, they will be under the custom indicators. In the indicators folder, there is only which come built in MT4. In the custom one are the one which are being installed by you. Okay, so here we have Candle Force. If you double click on it, and after that click OK, you will have it on your chart. So what it does, it checks for candlestick patterns. The candlestick patterns which are supported in here, you can see in the members area. So we have them here: Doji, Hammer, Shooting Star, Spinning Top, Harami, Harami Cross, and Dark Cloud Cover. Also, you can see them if you right-click on your chart, go to Indicator List, and click on Candle Force, click Edit. Here you can see output settings, and you will see here the same candlestick patterns. If you want to see them on your chart, you need just to set them to true, or if you don't want to see them, just set this parameter to false. So let's say I would like to see only hammer and shooting star. Actually, I like spinning top more. Okay, so I'll just take this one. Oh wait, I'll just leave shooting star and hammer. So I set this one to true, then click OK, and you will see only this one highlighted in here. From my experience, I recommend to use them on H1 or higher time frames. They're more helpful on these time frames. Hammer looks to be like the one which helps kind of a lot of times to find the reversal. Like here, we can see reversal. Here is one going down. Oh, just a minute. So if you want to move your chart and it doesn't allow you to move like in here, you need to uncheck this one, auto scroll. Just click on that and you can move it like very easy, so no problems at all. Here hammer, here hammer. And this one works much better on H1 or bigger. Here, here we go. And this one works much better on higher time frames, so like H1, H4 and daily time frames. And again, if you set this one to true, you will see them on the right side, which are going to be recognized. So for experiment purpose, I'll just set doji to true as well. Click OK. And I can see doji here as well, a lot of dojis. And also here on the right side, I can see that the doji is being recognized. Okay, let's go ahead with crossfire signal locator. Oh, I just forgot to mention, if you want to change the colors for the text, which in my case is violet, you go here in the text color and change it to the one which you want. Let's say you want it red, and the highlight color a different one. I don't know, sky blue is okay for me. Click OK. And here you go, it changes right time, but in the same time it changes the colors. Just reset this. And okay, cool. Now, crossfire signal locator. If I'm explaining too fast, don't worry. We'll have question and answer section and we'll take care of all of your questions there. Crossfire also is being found under the custom indicators in the navigator window here. If you don't find the navigator window, go to View and go to Navigator. Like right now I don't have it. View, Navigator. Okay, cool. And let's go for crossfire signal locator. So what it does, it checks for two RSI. If there is a cross for RSI, it will give you an arrow. But here is a cross and you should go ahead and if you want get an order, if not just pay attention, there was a cross and check your orders. Let me click OK first. As soon as you click OK, on the left side you will see some information. Just remember, for any indicators which you apply, in the experts folder you can find errors or whichever is not working for you. Like here, object name, object find cannot be initialized. So don't pay attention to this one. Usually if there is an error like DLLs are not allowed or something like this, these are the most important to check in here. But this one is because we don't have a Fibonacci in here. So what it does, let me just first draw Fibonacci. So here we have like a nice uptrend. Just draw Fibonacci. Okay. Cool. Let's wait for a new tick to come here. Okay, as soon as the new tick appeared, we can see that we have some information here. So crossfire, what it does, it checks for RSI cross. If there is a cross and the price is within Fibonacci range, it will give you an arrow and in the same time will place stop loss and take profit lines in here to the closest Fibonacci levels. So let's say that if I had a signal in here to go to downtrend, then it will have a red line in here at the 38.2 level for stop loss, and a blue line in here for take profit at the 50 level. For experiment purpose, what we can do, we can put here two RSI. So I'll show you also how to put two RSIs together. Okay, here under the indicators, remember the indicators are the built one in MT4, in the custom indicators are the one which we installed. So here under the indicators, you can see relative strength index. Just drag and drop to your chart. Okay, we have 14. And if you want two RSIs in the same window, just drag and drop here to the same sub window. I'll put here 5 and red one. Okay, cool. So only thing I need to do right now is just leave this one running, and it will give me arrows in here. What it does, for like as soon as there is a new bar, it will check if we have a cross, and it will give you stop loss and take profit lines. Since we are on H1 time frame and we are limited in time for webinar, I'll just switch this one to M5. Okay. Okay, here I am on M5. So like during this webinar, we should have a cross here for RSI. As soon as we'll have a cross, we'll have stop loss and take profit lines in here. Let me first take off this candle force. As I said, on lower time frames, there are a lot of candlestick patterns, so usually they're not so reliable on lower time frames. Hammer looks to be the one which is the most reliable on all time frames, but anyway, I'll use them on higher time frames. Okay, so we'll leave this one working while we will go ahead and we'll explain the Elliott wave profit. Price within range, okay, everything is working okay, and we have waiting on signals. Alright, let me go ahead and open another chart for you. Okay, zoom in a little. Okay, cool. Okay, Elliott wave profit. Again, Elliott wave profit is here in the custom indicators. The only thing you need to do is just drag and drop it here. And you have draw first lines. Usually you can leave them by default anyway. You'll have to adjust them to have a better experience. Okay, so what it does, it checks for closest fractals and it will draw your first lines. If you want to see the waves, like wave 1, 2, 3, you need to right click on your chart, go to properties, and click here for show object description. Click OK, and here we go. We have wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's say that we have this small period of time, like this one. Since I'm experienced with already Elliott wave, I can see that here it was a very clear Elliott wave. So how to distinguish that? You need to remember that wave 1 should be, let me just take this one off a little. Okay, here we go. So wave 1 should be lower than wave 3 and the same for wave 5. As you can see, it didn't repaint in the same time because the market right now it's not so active. So what it does, it waits for a new tick to come to a chart, like a new price to come, and after that it will redraw all of your waves. So again, here I can see like an Elliott wave. What I need to do, I just need to readjust the waves here. Okay, so this one, it was wave 1, and as you can see, wave 2 went all the way down to here as was expected, actually from the settings which we have in the webinar. So what I need to do, I just need to adjust wave 2 in here. Okay, and let me just zoom in a little. And as we can see, the wave 3 was covered like all of the first wave. Usually wave 3 goes around 160% from wave 1. If we will readjust this wave 3 like all the way here and just wait for a new price, we will see here on the left side that the wave 3 is 216 pips and is 183% from wave 1, which completely satisfies all of our rules. Wave 3 is bigger than wave 1, and wave 2 didn't go all the way like below wave 1. So how it works? Let's say that you spotted the wave 1 or the wave 2 or wave 3, and then you want to see, let me just make an experiment here for you. Okay, let's say that here we are with the price, and we can see that here was wave 1 and the wave 3 was going all the way up here. So what we do, we adjust these 3 first waves, 1, 2, 3, and all others will be readjusted for us automatically, like in here. And we can see the potential price movement. And as we can see, at least it covered wave 5 totally, and it covered wave A, B, and C almost totally. But again, as the price goes on and it makes a new low, so we can adjust it every time in here. Okay, here we go. And then we adjust this one in here. And if you pay attention, you'll see that it repaints only the waves which come after the last adjusted wave. So if I adjust wave 5, it will change only wave A, B, and C, because there is no need to adjust 1, 2, 3, or 4, because they already have been completed. And as you can see, it covered all the way down in here. So what I'm doing usually, I'm just drawing wave 1 and 2 if I can see them, and I at least can expect what will be wave 3. Then I readjust wave 3 as the price makes new highs, and I can see where it will go wave 4. And again, I readjust wave 4 for new lows, and wave 5 for new highs, and after this I can see the expected price move like in here. As you can see, it covered all the way down in here. And again, it's much better to use them on H1 and H4 or daily even time frame, because they're like much easier to predict. And if you draw some trend lines on your chart, it will give you much better. Like here we have 2 lows, and if we copy this one, we can see the price also within this channel. Oops, I just deleted alert wave. No problems. I'll just put it back. Now let me show you like how the expecting waves looks like. I'll go to daily time frame. We'll just zoom out a little. Okay, so here on the daily time frame, it looks like we have again a new alert wave, but it was forming for like 148 days, trading days, like first wave, second, third, fourth, and here could go 5. So in order to see if all this is correct, usually what I'm doing, I'm just making, I will have here some trend lines. Okay, here's another one. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 points for trend line. It's really nice. So what I'll do, I'll just go and put wave 1 in here. Okay, this is wave 1. We can see wave 2 went all the way up in here to the channel. Okay, even if I didn't have this, like at that moment I didn't have wave 3 all the way going all the way down in here, I could expect it because I have here 2 highs. I will draw like a trend line here, then copy it lower, and at least I could see where it will be the expected move. So as we can see here, the wave 3 went all the way down till the time. So what I need to do in here, I need just to readjust this one. Okay. And we're checking on the left side what we can see. Wave 3 is 116% from wave 1, which satisfies our Elliott wave rules. Wave 3 is the biggest one. I will readjust wave 4. It goes all the way here. And as we can see, we could have it. Wave 5 will go all the way to this trend line. But again, you just need to pay attention and check this. If the price will break the trend line, then we can see that the Elliott wave will not form till the end here. From my experience, I like to use it much more on H1 and H4. It gives me like really nice results. And if you want to use them, feel free and use it. It's no problems at all. In accordance also with scientific forex trading rules, it gives you more assurance. Okay, let's go to CCFX Trading Assistant. Before that, we can have like a 5-minute question and answer section for these 3 indicators, so you'll not be overloaded with too much information. Okay, there is a question from Phil MCFE. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correct. So how did you measure the number of pips like that? How did I measure that? Is very easy. So I didn't measure it actually. It's here on the left side. It gives you the information right away. So as you can see, wave 1 is 1400 pips, wave 2 is 1100 pips, wave 3 is 1600 pips. As soon as you readjust that, it will give you the value in pips. But if you want to measure it yourself, you just click on this magic sign, the crosshair, or click on your scroll button and just click on the top, then hold it all the way down in here, and you can see like 3 numbers near my mouse. So first one is number of bars, 26. The second one is number of pips, 14,000. And the last one is the level, 1.3125. Roger is saying wave 4 cannot be higher than bottom of wave 1 on Elliott rules. Yes, Roger, I totally agree. I follow these rules on H1 and H4, but when we're talking about the higher time frames like day 1 and our really crazy market, I can allow like some deviation from wave 1 and wave 5. But again, this is my strategy and usually I'm following that. But if you want the strict rules to follow, there is no problems of all. You can follow them, your strict rules. It will give you more results, definitely, like more better results. There is a question from Andrei. Hi Tudor. Is there written anywhere the rules for size of Elliott waves to be valid? So if you want to see the size of waves to be valid, what you can do here, double click on wave 1, just drag and drop on your chart, and you can see it will give you an Elliott wave. Just a minute. Okay, it will give you an Elliott wave pattern. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wave A, B, C. And as you see, wave 5 by default should be lower than wave, like the low point of wave 2. But since the market sometimes is not perfect, it could. This is why I made it so you can readjust that. It's much easier to readjust that and see what could be the expected price movement. If you want also to see more about Elliott wave, Andrei, I think you can check the tradejuice.com. There is also a lot of articles about this. Question from Cave, how to use all these indicators in sequence? So Cave, what I will adjust to you and any other traders, the one who are using Scientific Forex. First, try to master the Scientific Forex manually, like without using any of our indicator bonuses. Then go ahead and use one by one. The sequence which I will recommend is to use is the way I presented them here. Candle force, so you can see the candle patterns. Then go ahead with crossfire. Actually, we can check it and see. As you can see, there is still no crossfire, but we'll wait a little bit more. Use crossfire signal locator because it gives you the RSI and Fibonacci. So it takes smaller steps, but better, smaller, and stable than just a lot of indicators and do not understand anything. So take one by one and you'll be more than fine. Then you can start with Elliott Wave Profit. Elliott Wave Profit is more like a hobby for me. So I just show it to you in case you want to use them. But the sequence is Candle Force, Crossfire Signal Locator, and then CCFX Trading Assistant. Let's say 1 week use Candle Force or like few days, then 1 week use Crossfire. If you don't like it, go ahead to CCFX Trading Assistant. There's a question from Francis. Is it better to use the selection of 3 or 5 waves? I think you're talking about the initial settings in here. Actually, I use it by default 3 because anyway I have to readjust the waves by the way I am seeing them on the time frame which I am using. So it's not so important. Andre also asking, can I recommend some books? So for now, I will just recommend you to use Scientific Forex. This book is very nice and it covers all of the beginner stuff. It covers the advanced traders as well. And besides this, we are giving you a lot of free stuff as well, a lot of bonuses, actually not free stuff, but bonuses for you as being our customers. And if you can master them really nice, then you'll not need a lot of books in the next half or 1 year, I definitely can assure you. A question from Mihar, what about candlesticks? Which candlesticks patterns have the bigger probability? So what I can recommend you, like I usually use hammer, I like them more, and spinning top and, yeah, spinning top. If you want to use others, you can use them as well. But what I can recommend to you is the following. If you go to a chart, let's say this one, I'll delete Elliott Wave. Actually, leave it there. I'll go to H1 and I'll put here candle force. So what I will do in your case, I'll take one by one. Let's say I will take only doji. Okay. Click OK and just follow where you can see the doji and what it has done on the previous market. So we can see a lot of dojis in here and the price went all the way up down here. We can see a lot of dojis here and the price went down in here. We can see doji here, it also predicted the price to go lower. So anyway, like for doji, what you can do, if you have a doji, just have some virtual lines on top and bottom, and if the price breaks below it, just enter a trade, and like 1 to 2 risk reward ratio should be fine. So the same with all of the other candlestick patterns. Here, hammer, take one by one. Don't take a lot of them. Take only one, and see how they influenced the market, or not how influenced, but what they predicted. So we can see hammering here, here, here. We see hammer here, we can see hammering here. So just go like scroll down and see how they predicted the market. So it's really nice to see which one is better for you. I prefer hammer, but you could find your own preferable. So just go ahead and check them. There is also from Michael also says that shooting star is opposite of hammer. Yeah, maybe this is why I like it more. Yes, definitely shooting star is opposite of hammer. There's a question from how accurate is zigzag compared to Elliott wave, especially for lower time frame, minutes. I don't use zigzag, I use only Elliott wave. But if you want to use zigzag, you can do it, no problems at all. Zigzag is just a lines which connects the high and low points on your chart. I don't use it, but there are a lot of people who like to use it. So if you agree with that, no problems at all, use it. But I didn't make a research how accurate is zigzag vs Elliott wave. I know how Elliott wave works for me. Okay, I think I can go ahead. Question from Paul, where is zigzag? Zigzag usually is in the indicators, should be here. No, under the custom indicators? Yes, it's under the custom indicators. If you want to apply it to your chart, no problems at all. You can apply it and you can see it. But why I don't like it is because it depends based on the highs and lows. So visually, it's a very nice tool to see where it was those high and low points. But it's not my preferable one. You can use it, no problems. If you like it, go ahead and use it. There's a question, how do I work out the start of Elliott wave? How do I work out the start of Elliott wave? Like here on H1, I could see that here I could have a start of a new Elliott wave. But remember, here was the Elliott wave which we draw, and here was wave A, B, and C. So I could give it a try just to see what kind of waves we have in here. I'll just put wave 1 in here. Okay. I can see wave 2 went all the way, so it covered it quite nice. So it could be a new Elliott wave coming in here. I'll just readjust wave 3. If you can see a lot of like waves here, just move it a little. Alright, so here we have wave 1, 2, and 3. I can check what's the size of wave 1. I can see wave 1 is 106 pips, wave 3 is 117, which is 110 percentages from wave 1. This explains the Elliott wave principle. So what I'll do in here, I can readjust wave 4, but again, here wave 4 went upper than wave 2. So basically, even if you look here, it doesn't look like a really wave, Elliott wave pattern. What I'll do, I'll just draw here some channel lines, trend lines, yeah, like here, and I'll just watch for this. Here we could have the price will go all the way to touch this channel, and then go all the way up if following Elliott wave profit. But again, since wave high point of wave 4 is above wave 2, I'll just keep an accurate eye in here to see what will happen, because here also the price go all the way to the channel in here. Okay, so go ahead and we'll explain CCFX right now, then we'll have another few minutes, another like 20-30 minutes for question and answers. Question from Daniel before I go. Webinar will be recorded. Yes, so all of our webinars will be recorded, and you can find them in our members area. So what you need to do is go to scientificforex.com/members/webinar, and here we go. We have webinars here. Webinar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of the webinars which we had, they're all here. You can download them or you can watch them online. No problems at all. Okay, let's go ahead with CCFX Trading Assistant. Still no luck with Crossfire because we didn't have a cross on RSI. Each time there is a new candle if RSI is a cross or not. So just hold on for that. Okay, so let me take all of this off. Okay, so CCFX is under the expert advisor. Here you can see it, it's CCFX. Don't pay attention, here I have a lot of EAs which I'm reviewing, checking, or working on. So CCFX, double click on that. Use your username and password. You are logging to your members area. Don't use Tudor and test. They will not work after this webinar. Click OK. And here you go. Here we can see what are the recommended signal from CCFX. Before doing that, what I will do, I'll just show you if you have any problems, how to check where to fix them. I'll just simulate that and we'll go and check in here. Okay, so right now you can see CCFX is authenticated and no issues at all. So what I will do here, I will go to Experts tab here on the bottom, and you can see a red triangle. So, and we can see DLLs, calls are not allowed. Right click on your chart, go to Expert Properties, Expert Advisor Properties, and here you can see a checkbox for Allow DLL. Check on that one, and also, just click OK for now. Here you go, it works really nice, no problems, no errors. But if I will have a signal, it will give pop-up window, and if I click on yes to enter a trade, it will not be entering. Why? Because here on the right side, I don't have a smiling face. It's kind of sad because it says I can't help you to enter a trade. So what you need to do is go to Expert Properties again, right-click on your chart, or a very small, like really cool trick for you, just left-click on this smiling face, or not smiling, and you can see the properties of the EAs here very fast. Or just click F7, and again, you don't need to right-click, go to Expert Properties, and so on. Here, check Allow Live Trading, click OK. And just keep in mind, you can't use more than one EA on a chart. You can use a lot of indicators on one chart, but only one EA per trading chart. So just keep that in mind. This is why we made CCFX as the expert advisor and all of our bonuses as indicators. Okay, cool. Let me add the Christina indicators in here. I'll start with OSMA, which is moving average of oscillator. I'll just put this on in here. Okay, cool. Then we'll add to RSI 5 and 14. Okay, so many of you were asking how to adjust this 0 level of OSMA, the 50 level of RSI, so we can see better and easier for many of the people. So what we need to do, just a minute. Okay, cool. So here, what you need to do, you need to set static high point and low points of the OSMA, so it can adjust it automatically. You need to measure the high point of OSMA. We can, again, click on the cross, click in here, and drag and drop all the way to middle. You can see the second number is 0.001458. Remember that one for a moment. Okay, here under the parameters of moving averages, you need to put this one minus 0.0015, let's say, and plus 15. Actually, let's put it 16. And here 16. And right now, watch for magic. Here you go. It adjusted the OSMA to the middle level of RSI, the 51. And right now, for many people, it's much easier to watch it, right? Like how it works in here. And again, if you want to do that by yourself, check the size of the highest point of OSMA, the second number, right click on the chart, go to OSMA, properties, and use fixed minimum and fixed maximum. Use the same number, one with minus, another one with plus. Okay. So here I'll just cover this one, and let me put the MACD as well. MACD, here you go. Okay, we have a MACD. I'll just leave these colors for now. Okay, so CCFX, what it does, it checks for all of these indicators, also the Bollinger Band as well. Let me put this one here. Okay, so what it does, it checks for the, I think I should make different color for OSMA so you can see it better. Okay, let's leave it this way for now. Okay, so what it does, it checks for RSI. If we have a cross of RSI, if we look at them like very closely, we can see that we had a cross in here, and it was a cross for buy signal. It's kind of like late to enter the trade, but you see that that cross was 1, 2, 3, 4 bars away. RSI takes in consideration up to 8 or 10 bars of the last cross. So here we had 4 bars away, and we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like a 7 points from 10 of RSI uptrend signal, because we had a cross a few bars away. The same for OSMA, we had a low point here, which shows us that it could be an uptrend. How many points? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can measure them this way. 6 bars ago. And we also have like 7 points. Yeah, 7 points from 10 of an uptrend from OSMA. The MACD, what it has, here we have very strong signal from MACD, but since Christina likes more OSMA and RSI, there are more, it pays more attention to these two, RSI and OSMA. So what it does, it takes 7 points from RSI, 7 points from OSMA. Actually, it takes in percentages. And it computes the total uptrend which we have in here, and right now we have a 65% uptrend, but let's just assume we had this CCFX like 3 bars away, like here 1, 3. The low point was very close, and we just had a cross. I expect that here will be like 80% of uptrend, and the price is very close to lower Bollinger Band. And what it does, it will give you a pop-up window with a buy signal. Stop loss will be lower Bollinger Band, 31 points, plus extra 3 pips for safety. And the take profit will be 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio. If you want a different risk-reward ratio, you can customize that in properties. I'll show it to you in a minute. But this is basically what it does. It checks all of the indicators, Bollinger Band, MACD, stochastic, and OSMA and RSI. And as soon as there is like an uptrend signal or downtrend signal, it will give you a pop-up window for a potential buy or sell signal, and the opposite for a sell signal. If you want, we can simulate that on M1, but usually I recommend this one to use again on H1, H4, D1, and so on. And usually it will check for as soon as there is a new bar on the chart, but by default it checks real time. If you don't have a lot of time to spend in front of the PC, you can set this one to check only on a new bar. For this, right-click on the chart, go to Expert Properties. In the inputs, you can see here a very nice parameter, check real time. If I set this one to false, it will check only if there is a new bar on the chart. If I set this one to true, it will check real time for these numbers. But since RSI is an oscillator, it will go up and down, and will slow down only when there is a new bar. Then better just keep an eye on RSI, because it could give you an uptrend signal, then after a few minutes it could give you a downtrend signal if the price is oscillating like crazy RSI. So what it does, as you can see, it just takes your checks for you. So what it does, it makes your checks for you on indicators. And as I said, it gives more score ratio to RSI and OSMA. Here we have 45% of score ratio. So like CCFX Trust, 45% of a signal to RSI, 35% to OSMA, 10% for MACD and Bollinger Band. If you want, you can readjust them. Like if you want to use only RSI and OSMA, set this one to 0, this one to 0, and just add 10 more for each of them. Okay, just watch your screen. Oh, here we go. We have 69% of uptrend, and it gives me a buy signal because I have check real time. And it gives me a stop loss 53 pips, which is the distance from price to lower Bollinger Band, plus the extra 3 pips here, 49 plus 3, so almost 53. And the take profit is actually 3 times bigger than stop loss. We can see 53 multiplied by 3. If I want a lower take profit ratio, let's say that you are in the beginning and you want to have 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, click OK on this one, and I have a new pop-up window. Here we go. It's stop loss 53 and take profit 53. 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Do you want to enter? Yes or no? Actually, I will not enter this one because the price is quite far away from Bollinger Band, and I'm not yet sure what we'll do. I think it could go all the way up down in here to cover Bollinger Band, but let's see what this candle will do, if it will close in a sell candle or buy candle. But here we have a nice first candle. Okay, I'll click no for now. Okay, let me show you our parameters for now. This is the percentage on which you want to be notified. If you want, you can set it to 75, 85, or whichever is easier for you. But again, first master manually the CCFX trading system, then use the indicators. It will be much easier for you. It will take a lot of checks from your side. Lot size, slippage, magic number. This is the lot size to enter. Dynamic stop loss, take profit. This in case you want the stop loss and take profit like here. Like the stop loss is from price to Bollinger Band. If you want static, set this on to false, and you'll have stop loss 25 and take profit whatever is specified. Just watch it right now. Let's wait for a new tick. Come on. Okay, here we go. Stop loss 25 pips, take profit 50 pips, as I said. Again, expect advisor properties, and here you have dynamic stop loss, take profit. Set this one to true. I usually like Bollinger Band more. Reward factor I told you, the rest are not so important. This is the maximum stop loss to have. Close on reverse. So what it does, if you are in a trend and you set this one to true and there is an opposite signal, then it will close your order right away. It even will not ask you. So for beginning, I just recommend you to set this one to false. After you know how CCFX is working, then you can experiment with that. But for now, just leave it for false, please. Timeout minutes. This is the number of minutes to give you a new pop-up if you click on no button. Okay, the trailing settings. If you want to trail your order, just set this on to true and adjust the trailing stop and the trailing step. step is the number of pips to move a stop loss from 2 to 2 pips and so on. You can set 3, 4, 5, whichever is easier for you. Trail on profit, if you set this one to true, it will trail only when you are in profit, when there is more than 25 pips in profit, or you can say 15, whichever is easier for you. If you set this one to false, trail on profit, it will trail right away, and it will change your stop loss right away. It will not even ask you. So just play with it on a demo. Don't worry, you will not break anything. Take your time, work with it. You can go to lower time frames, take all of the signals, and just see how all of these parameters influences your trading. And here we have a settings for RSI in case you think some RSIs are better for trading than 14 and 5. MACD settings and Bollinger Band as well. Just keep in mind it will not these settings MACD are used for OSMA as well. So just keep in mind if you set this one to 15 or like 20, it will not change the RSI which you have in here, because this is a separate indicator. The CCFX can't touch that one. You need to readjust it yourself. Change this one to 20. This is just the experiment, guys, so don't repeat it at home. But if you want, you can go ahead and repeat it. So again, here we have RSI and it's 20. And this is the one which takes CCFX right now. But again, these are the advanced settings. For now, just use it for with default settings. I'll just click on reset. Yeah, okay, cool. And play with trailing stop. These are my recommendation for you in the beginning. Play with trailing stop. Set this on to true. And 25, 20, this will be quite nice trailing stop for you. Depends what's your stop loss and take profit. Okay, cool. Let's start with questions. We'll have questions right now, I think, for at most 30 minutes. We'll try to keep it short. So I'm sure that all of you want to go ahead and try all of these indicators right now while the market is still open for the next 36 hours. Question, how to change the color of Fibonacci retracement indicator? Okay, let's do this one as well. Oh, here we go. We have some crosses in here. As you can see, here we had a cross. Right here, we had a cross. Yeah. We had a cross an uptrend, and we had a buy arrow. And we have stop loss. This red line is for stop loss, and this is for take profit. Then we had another cross in here. Like as soon as this bar opened, it gave us that we had a cross and we could have a sell order. So you enter in here. Stop loss is this red line, the closest Fibonacci level, and take profit is in here. But again, this is M5. On M5, there is a lot of crosses, as you can see here, 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 and if you leave it open, you'll see much more crosses. So just use it on higher time frames. Okay, let's change the Fibonacci color. Make it smaller, smaller, smaller. Yeah, so in order, actually, you know what? Let me just draw a different Fibonacci for you, a smaller one on a new chart. Take the Bollinger Band. Okay, so here we'll draw a Fibonacci. I don't know what I did. Oh, okay. Terminal. Actually, let's take this one off so we have more space. Draw a Fibonacci. Okay, double click on this line, which is a diagonal one, which goes on diagonal. So double click on that one. You can see that it's being selected. Then right click where you can see these points or on the line and go to Fibo properties. Or what you can do also is just right click on your chart, go to indicator list, right click on the chart, go to object list. Here we have a lot of them because we have CCFX, but you could find FIBO. Click edit, and here under the FIBO levels you have style aqua. Change that one to blue or any other color you like. Oh, blue is not a good one. I'll just set this one to yellow, not sure, gold, orange. Okay, here you go. And the colors are being changed. The question from us, to draw Fibonacci, does it matter if it's top down or bottom up? Actually it matters. If you have an uptrend, you need to draw it from lower point to higher point. Like here, go uptrend. So to make it easier for you, like usually it's Fibonacci retracement. The price retraces. It will retrace first. Wait, I think I didn't draw it properly here. Sorry guys. Okay, up, yeah, here we go. So from lower to upper for an uptrend. So the first price will retrace 13% when 23. So as you can see, here we have 13, 23. When we draw it really nice, really good. But if we draw it in a different way, like right now, we can see that the price first retraces to 78, which is not like how Fibonacci works. So yes, it matters. Question from Dennis. Along with alert alarm, does CCFX makes the trade for you in MT4? It will make only if you click on yes. If you click on no, it will not enter the order for you. If you click on yes, it will enter it right away. Actually, let's do it right now for you. Properties, click OK. Do we have a signal? It's 65. It will give you if 65 or more. Let's put this one. We have more of RSI. I'll just put 65 here and 35 here. Okay, this is just to simulate for you. Don't pay attention to all of the settings which I'm doing. Okay, view terminal. Okay, just watch it right now. If I click yes, it will enter the trade right away. It will be a buy order. Waiting. Here you go. A buy order for you. At the present market, at the present market price. Question from Bob. Is there some way to get CCFX to enter trade automatically so we can paste in strategy tester? Actually, Bob, not right now. Maybe in future, yes, but right now you should be much more focused on understanding the trading system. If we were looking to sell you an expert advisor, then we made this expert advisor. But our goal in here is to teach you how to trade and understand the market. If you can understand it, then all you will need in future is just few hours to check the market and see what you want to enter right now, and then just enjoy your life. But for future, we will think about that. Thank you for suggestion. Question from Vahid, how I can see the time from alert on CCFX? Actually, you can't see it because it's not implemented, but I have this in the feature list. So I think in future we'll release another version which will include this timestamp and other questions and other things which people required as well, which will make your life even easier. Question from Audrey, I can get the comment column to appear in my terminal window. Right click here on your profit, and here you can have comments. If you uncheck, it will not be there. If you right click, you can see comments here. No problem at all. Let's check another question who our guys asked before. Question from Dennis, what does Bollinger Band do or indicate again? So Bollinger Band, it shows you what are the price movement within the bands. So there was a guy, Bollinger, he invented this band and he said that the price will play within this bands. All the way up in here, and so on. This is what I remember from that. But I think Christina in the next webinar can explain more about that. But the only thing I know is that the price is oscillating between these bands. As you can see, it goes up. It went upper this middle line. This middle line is like a support. Then it went to the upper line, which is a resistance. Then again here, and again all the way. It plays like magic. There are people who are trading Bollinger Band only, entering here, exiting in here, or only the middle. A question from Nico. Is it possible to code the indicator that will show you errors on the chart when RSI cross over? Actually, Nico, you can use Crossfire signal locator for that. So if you, let's say, you can go to, if I'm trading on H1, I will go to weekly time frame. I will draw here a Fibonacci, like a very big one. I don't care how big one, like in here. Okay. Then I will go back to H1. I still have Fibonacci in here. Let me take off this one. I still have Fibonacci in here. I don't see it because it's far away. So what I will do here, I will apply Crossfire. Where is that Crossfire? And okay, it says me there is no Fibonacci. Oh, actually it is. It was waiting just for a new tick. So you can see price is within range, and you will have arrows here for going up or down. The stop loss and take profit lines will be on the Fibonacci, but they will be far away, and you'll not see them in here. So this is the solution for you. Go to higher time frame, apply Fibonacci, and apply this indicator. A question from Dennis, where the arrows come from, candle force or CCFX? Arrows coming from candle force. Okay, a question from Audrey. Audrey, where it was here. I can't get that call. I answered this one, sorry guys. Question from Dennis. I use TrendBolt. Actually, TrendBolt is also my baby from Forex Nation. So it's actually our software. Where to get that indicator, Candle Force Trader? In the members area, in the download zone. Okay, let me show here, Scientific Forex Trader Cloud. In the download zone, click here, and you will see Candle Force and Crossfire Signal Locator. Bob also posted a link for explains Bollinger Band in detail on the Wikipedia. Yes, you can go to Wikipedia and you can check for Bollinger Band. What is magic number? Magic number is a unique identifier for your EAs. So each EA, when it enters a trade, it applies a unique number for that. And unique number for that is the magic numbers. So it can recognize which are the trades opened by that EA. So it can track them. Question, is there a way to set MetaTrader to show local time? Actually, I don't think so here in the Market Watch. Go to tool options. I don't think there is a possibility. It will, there is an option. It will show you only the one which is from the broker. So unfortunately not. Can we have manual PDF for CCFX? For now, all of the information, it's either in the webinar or on the DVD number 4. There is also a video of me explaining how to use that. Vahid. Question, does the template include all the indicators? The template includes only the standard indicators and the trading assistant. So here I have Scientific Forex template. Let me not mess this on. I'll just open a new chart. This should be by default there if you use our installer. And here you go. Here you have the default indicators used by Christina: OSMA, RSI, MACD, and Bollinger Band. It doesn't have CCFX, it only has the indicators if you don't want to place them yourself. A question from Jeff, can show me how to get CCFX? CCFX is in the DVD number for Jeff. A question from Arthur, when is it best to enter a trade after signals have subjected a trade in relation to Bollinger Band, top, bottom, or middle of Bollinger Band? The best is to enter when the price is very close in here for Bollinger Band. But if you have an uptrend signal, better to enter in here. Here there is like two possibilities. If the candle will close above the middle line, it could go all the way up. If it's still trying to close, then it could go all the way down here. Usually I enter them when the price is within this range, like this one, or like in here, like within this range, in opposite direction. A question from George, my CCFX still says authentication. Do I use username or email? Email. If you remember, I showed it to you. If it shows you only authentication, you need to, just a minute, you need to make sure under the common you have allow DLL imports, and also check your experts tab. So just watch right now. If I put here, I have authentication failed. If I have this allow DLL off, I will have authenticated for infinite time because it waits for DLLs to be allowed. And you have this error message in the experts. A question from Michael, parabolic stop and reverse. Yes, this is the one which is in the default template from Scientific Forex. What was the template for default? Again, the template is with all of the indicators by default. I'm not sure what you're asking, Bob. If I upload CCFX-MT4 template, will my current settings, EAs, and indicators will be wiped out? No, Dennis, it will not be wiped out. It will, like, let's say here, I will go and use a different template on the same chart. Then it will take all of the indicators from this chart. So what you need to do if you want to apply a template, open a new chart, and only after that apply your template, like I have done it in here. Okay. It will not touch any other EAs from different charts. Does this work? Bob, if you're asking what is the name of the template, is Scientific Forex, Scientific/Forex. A question from Michael, does this work well with the new US rules? Hedging, yes, it is compliant with new US rules. It will not enter a sell order if you are in a buy order and otherwise. So the CCFX individually, it is totally compliant with all of the rules. It will enter only one trade at a time. George, will I ever see green signals next to Bollinger Band? Yes, George, you will see the green signals next to Bollinger Band. If the price will be next to Bollinger Band and will have an uptrend signal. Actually, let's try to look for them. Waiting. Okay. Let's just wait. Okay, here we go. Bollinger Band, we have here green bars. If I put here the Bollinger Band, you will see that the price is very close to low Bollinger Band, and this is more like an uptrend signal. So this is why it has the blue one. So if the price is close to lower Bollinger Band, it will give you an uptrend here. You see, the closer here, the more bars you have, so a stronger signal from Bollinger Band. It is okay to put CCFX in separate chart window to move from price chart view to give more room. Yes, you can put it anywhere you like. Just remember, it's a EA, it's a trading assistant, and it's under expert advisor, not in the indicators. Question from Rup for EA, which time frames gives best results, H1, H4, or D1? Actually, I like to use it on H4 and H1. H4 for signals and H1 to check when to enter. So on H4, if I have a buy signal, I go to H1 to see where the best to enter it, or to lower time frames. So H1, H4, better for me. Question from Cecile, how do I find the custom indicators? The custom indicators is in the members area, as I said before, in the download zone here. If you go to Candle Force, you can see the links for installers. Richard, a nice feedback from him. I have found from Navigator window you can put favorite indicators in favorites. Saves a lot of looking or scrolling. Yes, I agree with you, but sometimes I just, like here, you can add this one to favorites. And if you click on favorites, you can see them here. But I'll have a lot of indicators, so testing them, working on them. But for you guys, it's much easier to use favorites. Yes, thank you, Richard, for that. A question from Larry Kuchum. Does the template include all the indicators? It includes the indicators which Christina is using. This one, which I showed today, you need to download them from members area. Question from Andy. How to place trailing stop and trailing step and how it works. I explained a few minutes ago how it works. You need to go to expert properties in the inputs tab and you need to set the parameter trailing stop. Use trailing to true. As soon as you set this one to true, any trades which will be entered by CCFX will be trailed. And how it works, it moves your stop loss as the price moves in your favor. So if you have a 50 pips of profit, it will move a stop loss to 25 if you have a 25 trailing stop. If it goes up again to 75, it will move it to 50. If it goes down to 60, there will be nothing. And if it goes again up to 85, it will move to 85 minus 25, which is 60. A question from Milan. Should we use Elliott wave profit on H4 or D1? I use them on H1 and H4, but you can use them on all of the time frames which are bigger from H1. A question from George. If you save a template after removing grid to name default, then it will automatically take off grid in future? Yes, it will take off the grid in future. Question from Stuart. Tudor on PSAR. What are the step and max PSAR parameters and what effect will happen if we change those? On PSAR, Christina will be the one who can answer that question. But from what I know, if you have a bigger step, you will have the points being closer to your price. If you have a smaller step, like 0.01, the PSAR will not come so fast to the price. So it's like a bigger stop loss. So this is like EMAs. If you have a small EMA, then it will react faster to the price movement. If you have a big EMA, then it's like not like it's not react to the market, but it has his good points and bad points. Thank you, Barney, for attending. Have a good one. Okay, Barney was going. I'm still here, guys, for another 10 minutes to answer your question. And the max also from here is the maximum also. If you set this one bigger, then it actually, this is the steps. So the minimum and the maximum steps. If you set this one to 0.01, then it should come closer to your price. No. Actually, I'm not sure about the maximum point. I think in Wikipedia should be more information about that. But the one I know is like if you use default settings, they're really nice to look for being your stop loss. Oh, there is a question from Julian. How we can save the settings for CCFX when we do change like the trailing stop? So if you go here, there are two options. It's either you are saving a template, like in here, save template. It will save all of your information here on the chart and also the information for your CCFX. And then you just apply it to your another chart, like here. I'll just say test for Julian. Okay, and if I open a new chart, I go to templates and looking for my test Julian. Here we go, waiting for a new tick to come. Just hold on, guys, waiting for a new price to come. Okay, here we go. It saved you all of the settings. There is another option as well. If you go to properties of EAs, you can save your settings in a set file. Like here, you have a set file. And you just save this one, Julian. Save. Okay, take off the EA, apply it to your chart. And here you have load, and you just double click on this one, click OK, and here you go. So you don't have to input them every time. This is also a nice trick. Thank you, Julian, for reminding me that. A question from Michael. Can your EA be used on smaller time frames like 5 minutes, 50 minutes? There are some people who are using them on smaller time frames, but they have 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio, because on smaller time frames the price reacts quite fast, faster than on higher time frames. But this, again, just give it a try and see. I recommend them to use on higher time frames, but there are people who are using them on lower time frames as well. Question from Russell. Would you consider adding engulfing and morning evening star patterns into our candle force indicator? Yes, I could think of that, Russell. Thank you for suggestion. Okay, Michael Davidson. When drawing Elliott wave on chart, although levels are showing on left of screen, I don't get wave 1, wave 2, ABC showing against lines of Elliott wave. Right click on your chart, Michael. Where is it? I had it somewhere. Okay. Right click on your chart, go to properties, and click on show object description. It will show you the waves. Question from Michael. Do you trade on Friday? Usually in the first half of a day, but if there is non-farm payroll, I just don't trade at all. I'm just taking a walk if I don't have some work from programming. Usually Fridays are my days for programming on my stuff. A question from George. Is VCCFX what Christina used to get her 160% success? No, Christina was using her manual system. I developed the CCFX based on her needs, so based on her system. So this is the gift and the bonus we made only for you as being our client. Best trading times are the one which market is active, like London time and first half of New York time, or the New York time as well. A question from, who's the next one? Michael, is there a reason you're not using daily pivots on your chart? Yes, Michael, I don't use pivots because I use more Fibonacci. For pivots, I have a different strategy, so I don't mess a lot of indicators. Like a few indicators is the best to follow. If you have too much indicators, then you get stuck because you have one information from one indicator and another information from a different one. Question from George. Wasn't it an automatic trading competition? No, it was a manual trader competition. Everything was manual there. No automated. Question from Michael. London time from 3 a.m. 11 a.m. East Day EST, I think you're saying. Yes. If this is your time, then yes, Michael. Usually GMT, I'm going by GMT times. How to identify, a question from Eddie, how to identify buy or sell signals relating to percentages uptrend and downtrend show up on screen. So again, here I had a buy signal and there was like a reversal candle. So for me, it doesn't look like to be a good buy signal. If the price was above a middle Bollinger Band, then I could consider to take that trade, like 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. But since there is no candle close above this middle line, then I don't consider it. The buy is not okay. But if I have a sell signal here, then I would consider it more than others because I have a candle reversal and I have more sell candle in here, bearish candle. So just look at other indicators and this will be more, draw the trend lines here. Yeah, actually I should have drawn them first in here. And then copy this one. So here I just look where the price is. If the price is very close to the channel, then I will better take a buy signal to go to hit the upper channel line. If the price is in the middle, then it's like 50-50. It will go even here or even here. So it's up to like the channels as well. Question from my Dennis: how did I just copy that trend line? If you have a trend line, double click on that one. Okay, just double click. Don't move it. Hold your Control key and just click on it and drag and drop. Here you go. Again, double click. Click on Control. Hold your left click and drag and drop. Again, double click. Hold your Control. Move it. Here you go. A question from Dennis: will I briefly review Crossfire? No, Dennis, it's kind of close, so I will end the webinar in 10 minutes. You have this recorded and you can see it in our members area, scientificforex.com/members/webinar. Do you have a template which I use in my trading? A question from Larry. I use the default template from Christina and I'm drawing the channels. A question from Michael, where I am. Actually, I am in Moldova, very close to Christina. She's in Romania. We're like neighbors, like a few hours driving. So I'm very close to her and I'm speaking her language as well. I would like to set take profit automatically at the other side of Bollinger Band, from Andrea. If you set usually 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, this is what happens. So basically it's the same. A question from George. Your trend line and comments are down, but CCFX is all green. Yes, as I said, right now you know the system and how it works, so you can spot if it's a good one or not. So why it's all green? Because we had a cross in here. We still didn't have a cross in here for RSI we're waiting. And we had a low point on the OSMA. So these are qualified. This qualifies for a buy signal. But they have been in here. So since CCFX is keeping in mind the last cross and the last low point, we basically are having still like an uptrend. But since it get already all from the uptrend, we still have these bars in here. So this is why you need to double check the signals before entering them. Let's say a three bars away, I would have taken this order because it was very close to Bollinger Band and it was a really nice like 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 risk reward ratio. But since the price is reversing, we just keeping an eye on that and see what will happen. If we have a cross, then definitely we are in the right direction in going down. And here will the bar change to red. Question from Michael Tudor: for how long you've been trading? Actually, I'm a programmer by specialty in IT technology, and I started trading from 2008, so it should be like 4 years, I guess. Yeah, 4 years. But programming helps me to make it faster. Okay. All right, guys. A few more questions, and we'll end this webinar in 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. A question from Arthur. Comment: this has very informative. Thank you. Over and out. Thank you, Arthur. And just remember, you will have this webinar recorded. A question from Michael: are there any plans to add other EAs or enhance the ones we have? Yes, there are plans to enhance the CCFX. Just keep an eye on forum. Question from Haulimin: do I need VPS to run CCFX? No, you don't need a VPS to run CCFX. You just can run it on your PC. No need for that. Okay. The last question. Who's the lucky guy? Who's the lucky guy? When a Fibonacci is drawn on chart, is there a way to increase the size of the levels displayed on the far right end of the Fibonacci line? The size? Actually, I'm not sure about that. Let me just try to do that. If I have here Fibonacci, it's either if you are moving this one, it will come all the way up in here. So if you're moving Fibonacci all the way here, we're expanding by default. If you are moving back in here, so we're just starting in here. So it's not like, I'm not sure that it is possible. Okay guys, thank you for joining this webinar. You've been a great audience. Just keep in mind, read the manual, view this webinar again. It like definitely when you watch it second time, you'll see some of the things which you didn't see it in first time. As soon as you can master manually the CCFX trading system, you'll be able to enjoy all of these indicators much faster, and you'll love them to use. So just take your time, take one by one. Don't use all of them in the beginning. Just use one by one. As I said, start with candle force, then go with crossfire, then Elliott wave if you want. If not, go to CCFX Trading Assistant. And this will be the best way to go with it. Thank you guys again. Have a good one, and just remember to watch these webinars when you have another question on the technical stuff of these indicators. They will help you. And again, if you have any questions, feel free email us. We'll help you. There is no problem at all. We're here to help you and make you profitable. Or just post in our Traders Lab. Will help us for sure, or there will be like any other people who will be more than happy to help you as well. As I can see, there are a lot of people from members who are happy to help others. And if you are helping others, you're just repeating the rules, or you're just seeing what others didn't saw. And this is also a good practice. So don't be afraid. Go there in Traders Lab, answer to other people questions, or just post your own. Thank you very much, and have a good one, guys.